sun.
It's a beautiful day with an overlay. A beautiful day for our faces. Everybody, what's going on with you out there? Welcome to A&N RB, episode 2 of the podcast. I'm very mellow yellow today. My name is Karev, and I'm here with 3 of the most fabulous people in the world. Please, young lady, introduce yourself.
My name is Nika LaDean. I am the beauty on the scene.
All right, and sir, introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. I'm Big A, baby. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. Remember, I always get it for cheap, baby.
And last but not least,
You got Nas the Romantic. Oh, my bad. As you can see, I'm excited for this one. You got Nas Romantic here with the wasted potential, man, for the evening, man. Hope you enjoy. Might find you new jam.
Absolutely.
So before we continue on this trek of debauchery and behavior, when it comes to A&N on the R&B, please make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow this channel on YouTube, and also you can follow us all at A&N on R&B on Instagram. All right. Now, for everybody out there that's watching, A&N on R&B is a podcast that talks about the R&B side of life, which is love, respect, dignity, unity, ratchetness sometimes, and also just having fun. So tonight we have a very interesting topic, and we're going to build on it tonight. We talked last week about cuffing season. So we would like everybody to put some comments up in there because we want to talk tonight about cuffing season. Also, we'll talk about cuffing while cheating and what that brings. So my question to everybody is, what do you feel about cuffing season first? Is it something that you look forward to, or is it a time of year that you hate? Why don't we start with Big A first?
Well, I love the cup, and cuffing season is fun. It's always good to have somebody to hold up, press against, rub, kiss, smell, all that, and most of all, lay there and listen to some R&B. Now, if you cuffing with somebody that belongs to somebody else, you might have Little Secret by Escape playing in the background, Drew Hill in My Bed playing in the background, some of these songs, to remind you that, me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on, Billy Paul, so those things are always fun to have playing in the background while you're having a little fun of debauchery, as my friend just said.
So did you cuff Miss Jones?
I can't deny or confirm these accusations.
All right. Well, and look. Let's ask Nas. Hey, Nas, what you think, man? Have you ever cuffed someone that was with somebody else?
Almost.
Elaborate, Spider-Man. How did you swing it to them draws?
Actually, I didn't. It almost happened. It was something that almost happened. This was like way many moons ago, man. And it was a situation where I didn't know. You know what I mean? So, it was me in the basement, me, her, and her friend. Hey, man, get like that. And we
the friend joined too.
Oh yeah, y'all 3 was down there. So we get the we get the touching whatever. Next thing you know, she got rolled out, and I'm like, yo, she taking a little bit too long. I'm asking her girl, like, yo, where she at? She like, yo, she out there with her dude. What you mean her dude, yo? Like, you trying to get me killed? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm out there dolo. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So asked her friend what was up, man. But it wasn't too much you could do. That's how we younger, man. Ain't nobody had their own apartment. I was like 18, so got into what I could get into rolled out, and I could roll out, without any incident. Thank God.
Hey, Nas, we got a question for you.
Yeah.
Miss P. Hill, salute to Miss Hill. I love you, sis. How old were you when this happened, sir?
Yeah, like 18, 19 years old.
Oh, snap.
How old was she?
How old was she? I ain't gonna put her name out there.
Nah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, she they weren't around the same age, I guess. I met them at Weekway Park, man, doing one of the festivals that what you call it, the Memorial Day festival you used to have down there. I don't know if they still have it. I ain't been in a minute. But yeah,
So
met
was
them
it
down there.
a Puma? Was it a cougar, or was it a silver fox?
They were my age, man. What you call that? Like,
Hoes. All right, so so outside of that, Miss Nika LaDean, how about you? Have you ever cuffed someone who was in a situation?
Yes.
And what happened?
I had a 1.5-year affair with someone who was in a situation.
And being that you are single, as you say, you've managed to move away from that situation unharmed, correct?
Absolutely. I was scathed, but I was not unharmed.
Hold on, did you get caught?
Yes. Because
You
you
get caught?
can't. Yes, we got caught. And the reason why we got caught was because of the song Energy, actually.
Wow.
All right, so how about this? Oh, we had a question. Miss Robinson, salute. She said, "What's the difference between a puma, a cougar, and a silver fox?" Well, I'm glad that you asked. A cougar is a person who sleeps with people of a younger preference from the ages of 30 to 40.
I think it's like a 10-year age gap, though.
Or,
It has to be like a 10-year.
Especially in New Jersey, people who sleep with these high school students. No, it's not.
Oh shoot! Okay, so I thought well, let me rephrase. I thought it was the person has to be 10 years older or more than the person that they're sleeping with in order to be considered a cougar. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
Cougars are anywhere from their 30s to their 40s, with your teenagers to the 20-year-olds. So there's a 10-year difference. Yes.
I'm like, okay, Miss Robinson, thank you for that question because I'm curious now too. What's a puma?
A puma is in their 40 to their 50s.
Oh God.
And a silver fox is 60s to 90s.
Love y'all silver foxes.
Yeah, so
but you know what I call, like, if I see a man who has like just, it's just grayed out like that sexy, salt and pepper thing going on, to me, that's a silver fox right there. That's how I see a silver fox. But
no, that's a nigga with gray balls. And no, I'm not touching.
Ain't what's wrong with it? I mean, I would
No, we're not going there. There's something wrong with gray balls. No, we're not.
I mean, I don't want a man with gray balls, but
she said it sounds like we're describing pedophiles. Funny that you say that, because as by legal, I think it's Big A frozen because he still got the Spider-Man face on.
Right.
So by legalities, no, they're not pedophiles. These are of age relationships. So no, if you're a 30-year-old and you happen to be smashing an 18, 19, or 20-year-old, you are a cougar by definition. All right. Is Nas frozen? Y'all frozen? Oh, okay.
No, I'm just listening. Okay. You know what? Because my thing is this. Like, me at the age I'm at right now, I really can't see myself. Even though I made this joke with Big A one time, I was like, man, look, old enough to vote, old enough to stroke. But like, I can't see myself messing with a 20-year-old like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's weird.
I can't either.
That's weird. Like, you can't talk about that. What are you gonna talk about?
That actually could not be true, because to be honest with you, depending on what part of the country you're from, you may have a lot in common. You don't know. Right now, like I'm gonna tell you something. in your 40s, if you meet somebody who's business minded and about their business, you will have a lot in common with them because they're very goal oriented. A lot of people think when you date younger people that it's all about they just want to play, or people just want that mind blowing sex that gets them tired. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's blind blowing sex that gets them tired. Like,
you don't want mind blowing sex that gets you tired?
I want mind blowing sex, but not the kind that gets me tired. I got shit to do. I don't want to be laying there all day, like just.
Oh, so you want to be a sugar mama?
No, I'm not trying to be stuck. I don't care. Like what is, I don't want mind blowing sex that makes me feel like I had an edible where I'm like just like, okay, I can't feel my, like I want to still be able to get up and live my life. You know what I'm saying?
So no blue chews in your future?
No, I don't, and that's another thing. I don't want a man who's that much younger than me.
Okay.
Like I could. It's funny because now that I'm back in the dating game, my standard deviation has changed as far as age. So I could date somebody in their like low 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And I could date somebody in like their, like I would go 46-ish. But I can't go lower than 30, and I can't go higher than like 46, 47. Like I would, like there's a guy that lived in I have a new apartment now, so I had to remember. There's a guy who lived in my old building, nice looking guy, and oh my God, like this is a totally different story, but he like sees me yesterday with my dad and with a friend of mine who he just happens to know, and in front of my dad, he's like, she always smells so good. This dude is like 55. Like, that's what he said in front of my dad. He's like, she always smells so good. And I'm like, bruh, my dad is right there. You don't say that in front of my dad.
Okay, well, let that man pay that car note for a couple months, man.
Well,
let him pay that deposit, man.
I think I make more money than he does, so I think I'm good.
Well, let's give a shout out to Notes 82 because he says it's cuffing season for me all year long with my wife. He meant, does that count? No, because it's not cheating for today's conversation. But salute to you and your marriage. Marriage is an institution by God
Definitely.
that the world does not respect anymore. Right. And for yo, Big A smile is good. Yo. He's cuffed to the screen like he can't. So
I just said something about edibles. That's that edible. It's moving. It's the edible look right there.
Yeah. That's that Nelly.
So let's see if he is. It froze. Hey, let me ask you a question. Is mind numbing sex that makes you tired a bad thing, or do you think that's why people cheat in cuffing season? So his smile tells you his answer. Being stuck may be the reason for the season. You know what I'm saying? But Nas, what do you think? You think the mind numbing sex is why people cuff during cuffing season?
It could be multiple things, man. It's always, it could be an emotional detachment at home. You laugh about that. Emotional detachment at home. It could be anything, man. Sex is a part of it too, though. But that's where you got to communicate at, man. Y'all couple, y'all got to work that out.
To be honest, Nas, isn't sex what keeps the interest in people together? Because you get older,
you can bust ass all day, but if ain't nothing going on after that, then what is it? You know what I mean?
I really would love Big A to come back in this conversation. Hey, can you hear us? All right, please turn your phone off or come back. Turn your phone off or come back, Hey. Nika, it's very interesting that sex and cuffing season goes together because recently in the social media stratosphere, we had Young Miami talking about her sexual preferences and she likes golden showers. Yes, she said it just does things to her, right? Now, in the words of the great Riley Freeman, when I see P, I move. She see P and she sit there.
Yeah.
But sometimes people cheat in cuffing season because they have significant others who don't do the things they like.
Right.
And that leads to open relationships. That leads
Right.
to people wanting to experiment and find other people. And to a lot of people, they see that that's wrong. And then
Right.
to other people, they see that if it helps their marriage stay strong, it's right. How do
Right.
you feel about people exploring as a couple and people exploring outside of being a couple?
Um, it's not something that I'm into. I'm very, very much monogamous. It's just a matter of I feel like if you got some kinks, you got to be honest and open about what those kinks are and find somebody who's willing to be kinky with you in that manner. That's just my preference. I'm just not a I'm not one for, if it's something that is over the top kinky, then it's a deal breaker for me. I don't want my man pissing on me. That's just you know what I'm saying? Like that's a kink that just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would I want that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if hell, that's like pee. Why would I pee on myself and sit in my own pee? No. So why would I want somebody else's pee on me? You know?
Nas,
That's
pick it up. I'm sorry. Look, Nas, pick it up.
That's nasty, man. Like I can't. Like I ain't gonna want to like. Even like after the old girl said that, I'm like, I don't even want to shake your hand, hug you, nothing, yo. Cause like you done got
Like,
peed on, man. Like it's nasty, bro. Like
she got urine on her neck. Why you?
her
yeah,
body. Hey Nas, her body is a porta potty.
basically, yeah, shit. Like I like I like to get them kisses on the neck, man. Like if your neck smell like piss, man, like
If
yeah,
your
that's something
neck smell
wrong,
like
man.
piss, you ain't wash your ass.
Shit,
But she ain't say that. She said, but look, everybody has something. Like, look, I'm gonna
is
keep it real. Look, wait, let's keep it real. Everybody has something that they like. Some
Right.
people like pulling hair. Some
Right.
people like biting and scratching. Some people like taking shits on people. Some people like dressing up as furry animals. Some people who like all types of shit. So
Right.
that's her thing. But the question is it right when people are cuffing people cheating when their kinks are not being met in their relationships and they're looking other places?
Yes, that is a
yeah.
thing.
Well,
Sure,
Nas, let Nas talk. Can I cut him off? Let him pick it up
oh,
first.
sorry.
I mean, well, yeah, man, because like you said, you're supposed to, if that's your loved one. You're supposed to let them know, hey, listen, man, like, mom, we try something new. Let's get into this. Instead of being like, oh, he don't want to, he or for your Mel, she don't want to do this, man. So let me go find the next chick. That's wrong. Like, because when you get into a relationship, y'all got to understand that y'all gonna be monogamous with each other, right?
Maybe.
I mean, you unless you tell that person, unless y'all got the agreement, like we just getting it in, and it is what it is, but y'all seeing each other on the regular, then that's a totally different thing. But if you would that person, if you with them, then to me that's wrong. That's
Nika, what
wrong.
you think?
I mean, this is something that I've noticed. Like, polygamy is becoming it's becoming more and more popular. And it's spanning across generations where people are coming forward and saying, you know what, I'm in this open marriage, I'm in this open relationship. She knows what I'm doing, and he knows what I'm doing. I mean, like I said, for me, I'm very much a monogamous person. If I know that somebody is outside of my little situation that I had, if I know that somebody is, with somebody else, then that kind of, there's no point in doing the whole tit for tat thing. I don't want to be in an open relationship, but that works. I have one of my really, really good friends is polyamorous. She's bisexual, she's polyamorous, and she has relationships with other polyamorous people and other polyamorous couples, and that works for her. But for me, I just feel like it works for her, which she's also engaged to someone, right? But he's also polyamorous, and they're in an open relationship, and they date other people. I feel like that works for them, and they have that okay. For me, I'm the jealous type. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to share. I don't want to, if I'm good example. I'm gonna say so. If I'm dating somebody with dimples and I don't know that somebody else is looking at him and I see them put something on Facebook or something about dimples, I would be like, are they talking about him or what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say I'm super jealous, but I tend to be, if I'm with you and I have a feeling that you're dating somebody else, it is gonna like draw some attention there. And if I feel like I'm battling for somebody else's attention, I'm just gonna fall all the way back.
All right, wait a minute. So Big A is back. Let me ask Big A. So cuffing and cheating, right? We talked about people's preferences, people having different kinks, and maybe their relationship isn't fulfilling the kink. Do you think is wrong for a person to cuff someone that fulfills their kinks while they're in a relationship?
Yes, because you're in a relationship for a specific reason, and the reason is to be with somebody. And if that person isn't fulfilling your desires, then it's time to move on. Because it's better to move on than to cheat, because you're not considering the person's real feeling and interest as you initially stated that you would when you got with that person. So if you feel the need to cheat, then it's the need to move on. That's really needs to get addressed. Now, I'm not far from cheating. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little rush. I mean,
You a
I
dirty
never.
dick nigga.
No, I'm not a dirty dick nigga, but I've dealt a double dip, triple dip, like chips. But
Ice cream nigga. Okay.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Put the ice cream, whipped cream, and all that, and the cherries on top too. Um,
On top of
but
what? You nasty. Go ahead.
you right, you right. For the ladies, use your imagination. But
All right. But no,
but
continue, please.
but to differentiate cheating and getting something fulfilled, it's completely different, because cheating is cheating. There's no getting around that. Getting something fulfilled is what people desire the most when they're single, when they want somebody or they want a mate. Again, two different things. Cheating is exactly what it is. It's cheating. There's no getting around it. Apparently, everybody here on the panel is a cheater, so that's what's up. We all got something in common here.
So we have another comment. Shout out to Jarnell W, my guy. He says, better to
Darnell.
move on, yes, but what happens when the other won't let go? That's called lawsuit, divorce, or some type of serious legal thing. Because I'm going to keep it real. I don't agree with what everybody said on here. I don't necessarily agree with cheating. I don't, because that's wrong. The other person should know what you're doing, because you have crazy people out there. Because what if you go out there creeping and somebody murder your ass? You're leaving your mate totally out there, because some people are crazy.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
that kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, you have to meet somebody who can meet you in the center with your kink. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, it's better to move on. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be if you're gonna be polyamorous, make sure that the person you are with is either okay with it or it's also polyamorous. It has to be a mutual thing there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, Miss Christina Robinson said, I feel if you're going to be in a polyamorous relationship, each couple needs to be 100% on their own, because if the relationship isn't strong before adding more, it's going to fall apart. And I've seen that happen with a personal friend of mine. He got married, to his college sweetheart. They have kids. They are together now. They are good. But when she wanted to spice it up, she asked her friend, was she joining a threesome with them? And the gentleman actually got jealous because the wife was spending more time with the girl than with him. You see what I'm saying? So, let's take this back spiritually. We all y'all who are believers of the Bible. Look, Jacob had many wives. He went through hell because he had to have all them kids to make them tribes. And he wanted to sleep with one, and he didn't want to sleep with the other one, and he had to sleep with his slave, and the slave had to have kids. It's a
Had to clap
situation.
all them cheeks. All them cheeks had to get clapped.
It's a situation. But even as the relationships in the Bible were open,
It was a job.
it wasn't women having other men, but it was men having other women. The man had to give equally from his wife to the woman he was with, because they shared the title of being his women. And in today's relationships, we see a lot of people are not equally spreading the joy. They're doing this with this person, and they're doing this with this person. But there are people that I do know. I know a man personally. He's not a friend of mine. He's cool. He has 2 wives, and I interviewed him on my show, and he brought both his women to the studio. They both talked, and they both, shot pictures together and everything. And the question was, how do y'all make this work? And one of the women said, most people think we are together because of sexual nature, and that's not what it is. We connect on this level. I help out with bills. She help out with bills. He help out with bills. We watch each other's kids. We blah 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 blah, and they made it a whole like a little village within their own setup. So,
But
how
how was my man sitting there? Was he sitting there smiling? Did he
actually, I think he was pretty proud because he puffed up his chest. Because for him, it was for him. It wasn't the fact that he had two women. For him, it was the fact that he was able to take care of both of them and the children.
Right.
So that's the thing. So if you a broke nigga, you probably ain't gonna have more than one. But if you do, know that the responsibilities of having more than one woman not only is a goddamn headache, but it's a strain on your wallet as well.
It's not a headache for everybody.
Plus, you might die faster. But that's up to you. You don't like life. Have 2, 3. It doesn't matter.
But I was gonna
not
say
necessarily. Not necessarily.
Wait. Let her speak. Go ahead.
You mentioned something about back in the biblical days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember back in the biblical days, even back in the days of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the Old Testament, women were thought of as property. That was
they still are.
No, even more so. Even more so back then, because men were able to have so many of them, and they were just supposed to be okay with it, right? In our society, doesn't really.
That's not true. Because in biblical days, no, every man was not allowed to have more than one woman. So that's not true.
Well, depending on where he was in a hierarchy.
In status, exactly.
Yes, his status. Yes, that's what I mean. So, they had concubines, they had multiple women, right? Because these women were their possessions. That also, I guess, what I'm saying is that was a sign of the power that they had. And so I feel like it's just a difference now where, a lot of women don't want to be thought of as a man's possession,
I disagree. Let me ask Nas a question. Do you agree with that? Do you think a lot of women do not want that status of seen as a property or being a possession of a man, especially if he has high status?
Well, women want to be with a powerful man because they want to be taken care of.
Okay, so
simple as that.
Look at today's athletes, today's music stars, today's entertainers. Right. Those are high class citizens because they have high paychecks.
Right.
They don't juggle women or even pass the same women around.
Hell yeah.
Yes, they do.
They do that all the time.
Okay, so how is that any different than biblical days? Because you said status. Hey, you give me 12 billy goats, you can have my daughter. And that nigga don't even have a room to put the billy goats in. That's all I'm saying. Talk about it. Because that's cuffing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. What do you think?
It's like I said, they got the status. Women want to be with a man that has a certain status. Women want to be with a man that has that paycheck that can pay for the fancy clothes and the car and they just want to I'm looking at they just want to they want that lavish and lush life, and they want to be able to. Women like to be able to put stuff in other women's faces too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Like
look, they always do this when they get them rings. Yeah.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I got this, bitch. You ain't got that. That's what they like to do. So that's part of it. That's part of it. It's a status. Nature. Just like it's status with a man to have a beautiful woman is a status with a woman to have a affluent man.
Okay, so hey, how you feel about that?
Well, glad you came here. A lot of times people like the facade of things. And here's the thing. If you come off as if you are something that you're not, you can only do it for so long. And a lot of times, I hate to say it, but it was more so women. Women like the look of having somebody who's got something and who has the appearance of power, the appearance of having authority, the appearance of money, the appearance of affluency. It's just it's just the way things are. And now with even more with social media, oh, they want to stunt. Oh, they want if you got a nice car, oh, they want to get in your car and take pictures and look where I'm at, boss bitch. Ow, all these different things you see on the internet. And we've all seen those women who like to flaunt and floss and fake it. Because I've seen some and I know some that floss and fake it. Now I know some boss women who got companies and got money and that could ball out on a lot of people, but they don't. They're very humble about it. But and I know some men that are they're definitely powerful and rich. But overall, it's what the person decides and their upbringing. Because I know some women who are genuinely like, listen, I'll be with my man, and I don't mind him having another woman. I just need to know about it, and I need to know that it's going to be reinforced that I'm number one and she's number two. Like Nas said, they'll definitely like to throw it in their face, like, bitch, don't forget your place. I'm still number one. Okay, you might have had I allowed you to have him. They do things and say things like that, and I've seen it. I've seen it before, and I've seen it that where it works, where you have a gentleman who has his ladies. They all know about him. They all work together, not maybe under the same roof, but they work together as far as they understand each and everybody's role.
All right,
And
wait. We just too long. Let's keep on par. Let's keep on par. Because you know what? You said something very important. That's bottom bitch mentality. That the main chick always calls all the shots. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. For all y'all people out there who believe in the word, it even said in the last days that multiple women will cling on to the same man. So be careful knowing the times that you're living in and know what's going on in society. Because also it said whichever you do in your bedroom is sacred. So if you like pissy sheets, it's all good with me. That's none of my business. All right. So we're gonna move on from pissy sheets, P. Diddy. We're gonna go on to
wow.
something even.
That's with two E's.
So we're gonna go into something a little different. Hey, I'm gonna ask you one question before we segue into some of the segments of the show. And I think this is very important because you are a person who I'll call a specialist of occasion. There are many people in the world because you meet many people. So you've interacted in the music industry, your social life, your business life. And for y'all who don't know, Big A is a savant of society. He could fit in anywhere, and when he meets people, he always says he likes to learn something, and he also likes to collect information to better himself. So I want to ask you this: with the knowledge and information that you know about who people who get into relationships, people who have relationships, or people in business, even in business relationships, since we're talking about cheating and cuffing season, I want to change it to this aspect of cuffing, which is having a partnership or relationship. How deadly can cheating be to a relationship? And how can it tear the fabric of a relationship between two people, in your opinion?
Uh, Simply is trust. Everything. Every relationship you have, whether it's personal, business, financial, whatever, is always built on trust. The saying, "There's no trust among thieves," because they know they can trust that they're going to stab each other in the back. But when it comes to a relationship is something like you build on. You build on a foundation, and the strongest your foundation is as strong as your foundation is going to allow anything to build up off of it. Just like having roots in the ground. So what I've learned from people, if they can't trust each other, it's never going to work. No matter how long they've been together, it's never going to work. That little doubt is going to cause a chink in the armor, so to speak.
All right, Nika, you have anything to say about that?
Sure. I have been cheated on, and I have cheated with someone, and I can tell you that the relationship for I think both you know, and it was two. It wasn't at the same time. It was two totally different events. Um, my relationship with my ex husband was never the same after he cheated. It was torn, and there was and don't get me wrong. I know people who the husbands cheated and or the wives cheated and they just managed to rebuild and move on, but there's always that shadow of a doubt there. I pulled this quote up specifically for this reason. Anybody who's ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean knows what Jack Sparrow said. He said, I'm dishonest. And a dishonest man, you can always trust to be dishonest, honestly. It's the honest ones you want to watch out for because you can never predict when they're going to do something incredibly stupid, right?
Mhm.
And so that's what I think about. It's like once you've shown me that I can't trust you, I'm always going to second guess in the back of my head if I'm ever going to be able to trust you again because I see you as a dishonest man, and a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. So, that's how I see it. I'm not saying you can't bounce back from it, but that's true. That's how I see it.
Okay, so now, how about you?
I agree. It's hard. I mean, like, it's been times where I had two situations where I was planning on, marrying a woman I was with, but once they showed me that they weren't trustworthy, that I had second thoughts, and eventually that was eventually led to the end of the relationship. So I totally agree. Like, how you gonna have somebody? How you like? You don't want to be the guy that other guys are snickering at and talk about. Yeah, I had that broad last night. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Nobody wants to be that. No female wants to be the one of the other girls that snickering at and be like, yeah, I had that broad man last night. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that. Like,
Unless you
trust
into
it.
that.
Yeah, but see, that's what everybody was saying earlier. Like, everybody had a common ground. It was like, if you as a couple agree upon that, then it's cool. If you don't, that's a problem,
All right.
and that's when
So,
people get hurt.
so with that being said, Adiyar, you have the word of the day, which is the word trust. And the definition of the word trust by the Dictionary of Modern Times is this: a trust is a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. But I want to give you another definition for the word trust. It's an arrangement whereby a person holds property as its nominal owner for the good of one or more beneficiaries. So that means people use trust in different ways. Because if you're
Mhm.
with somebody and they're kinking with somebody else, sneaky linking, but they still take care of you, they did not break your trust. Because as long as they hold you down, they are still taking care of responsibilities as the owner of the relationship and that you're partnering. And the last definition of trust is to allow a credit to a customer. Are you
Mm.
a customer? Are you paying for your sneaky link? Are you a sugar daddy, a sugar mama, or are you out here combing pumas and silver foxes? We would like to know. So leave a comment in here. Let us know. Have you ever been entangled with a cougar, a puma, or a silver fox? We
Yeah.
would like to know.
Yes,
And with that being said, we are now going to transition into a commercial break. The commercial break is to subscribe to heritagehiphop.com, where you can see a lot of these interviews and more. heritagehiphop.com introduces you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating the veteran artists of the music industry and also the independent. This show celebrates R&B artists, so soon you will see interviews with gospel artists, R&B artists. You will see interviews with producers and people who are doing movies that have musicals in them. So please,
Mm.
as we're getting the guests lined up for starting in the month of March, you will see great interviews coming from not only this team of excellent people, but myself on Heritage Hip Hop as well. So make sure not only you follow ANN R&B on Instagram here, but you also subscribe to heritagehiphop.com so you don't miss anything. Everybody agrees?
Yes,
I
sir.
agree.
All right. So right about now, let's change. We are going. Oh, we got a comment. Sylvia, everybody. Oh, okay. Thank you, Michelle. So for everybody out there watching, not only are we going to transition, we're going to go to Nika's top 5. Nika, tell them what your top 5 segment is about first before we go into what it is that you're going to cover for tonight.
So, Nika's top 5. I choose top 5 whatever. It can be anything. It could be songs, it could be movies, it could be soundtracks, it could be foods to eat, it could be anything. Yeah. So, and it usually deals with the topic that's on hand. Sometimes I just happen to have something on my mind and I got to get it off, or something happened to me over the weekend, and I got to get it off my chest. And I'm like, these are the 5 songs that I thought about when this person pissed me off while I was driving. Y'all gonna hear all about it, right?
Shout out to Piss because we've been talking about pee all night. But all right, we got you.
I guess P. Diddy was like, only thing to make a life complete is when I turn your face into a toilet seat.
I'm
Dave
going to piss on
Chappelle,
it.
shout out.
Dave Chappelle, absolutely.
Drip, drip, drip.
Drip, drip, drip. That
Look at A-Face.
Big A, please tell me you've seen that. Please tell me you've seen. Okay.
Who
I
had
want to piss on you. Drip, drip, drip.
Like, your body is a porta potty. Like, I mean, he was going in, right? So,
Yes, Miss Hill. Yes.
all right. So, this is what we do all the time. So tonight, I want to talk about my top 5, and Big A stole one of them, so thank God I had a backup.
My bad.
He stole one of them. I'll go ahead and tell you which one he stole.
I saw your face when I said it too.
I was like,
she like this nigga.
that's exactly what went through my head. I was like, this nigga. So of course I put Billy Paul, me and Miss Jones. Outside of that song, we're going to talk about the top 5 Sneaky Link songs. I have No Rhyme, No Reason by George Duke. He clearly has a wife. He clearly is saying that he's in love with someone else. And he says at the strangest of time, oh my God, I can't remember the words. The strangest times have no rhyme and no reason, even when you try to be cool. Sometimes love, that's what it is. Sometimes love has no rhyme and no reason, even when you try to be cool. At the strangest of time, love can make a connection if you trust your heart to choose. Basically, I'm in love with somebody, but I'm in love with somebody else, and it's hard to choose between the two of them, right? The next one, Secret Lovers by Atlantic Star.
Oh, I had that on my list too. I always said that.
Secret Lovers by Atlantic Star. And here's the thing: if you listen to the song, not only is the husband is one husband cheating with one wife, like somebody else's wife, but they're couple friends. If you really listen to the song, you will find out that they hang out together. Because what is it? Like something about if he sees us or she sees us looking at each other, they might think something is up. Like basically, right. So they're hanging out together, which is, that's a whole different beast right there, right? Next we have You, Me, and He by M2May. So anybody who doesn't know who M2May is, M2May was Juicy Fruit, right? So they had a song called You, Me, and He, where the wife is clearly cheating. And she says, he's my lover and I'm your wife. So they got the whole sneaky link. And the thing is, she's confessing to her husband. And then she's like, you, me, and he, what we gonna do, baby? Like, what do you expect from me? Like, I got him, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Which is you. And the thing is, the song came out in the 80s. It was rare to hear a woman come out and talk about that in the 80s. The next one is Saving All My Love for You by Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. That's my girl.
A few stolen moments is all that we share. You've got your family and they need you there. Though I try to resist being last on your list, no other man's gonna do. I'll be saving all my love for you.
For you. That's right. That's right there.
So and the thing is, she's like, with the part where she's like, I gotta get ready just a few minutes more. I'm gonna tell y'all heard me say I've been, and I hate to say it this way, but I've been the sneaky link. And I can't even say it was a sneaky link. I was a straight up, for a while, I was a side piece. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate, but everything that Whitney is saying in that song, I felt every word. I would always ask him, what time are you gonna be here? And well, not here because I don't live in the same place anymore. But what time are you going to be here? I'll be there by 5. Okay, how long are you going to be here? How much time do we have before you have to go home? And it sucks. It sucks feeling that way. But she says, you know, we'll be making love the whole night through. That is probably not going to happen because he had to take his black ass home. So, like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to stay with her all night long. He had to go home. So, and I don't know if you guys know this song, but my last one is I'll Be the Other Woman by the Soul Children. She says, I'll be the other woman as long as I know I'm the only other woman who makes love to you. And
boy, they're clapping, man, them clapping of the cheek songs, boy, they be hitting for real, boy. They be hitting that, they be hitting the soul for real.
I know one thing, Miss P Hills, she been laughing the whole time. So, but yeah, that would be Nika's top 5. Because I'm gonna tell you, sometimes cuffing season can get you hemmed up. Like it ain't just cuffing season; they should call it hemming season.
Yeah, you're right. So check this out, y'all. Nika's top 5. Y'all could check out them songs in your leisure. Make sure y'all drop a comment in the comments of this YouTube video. Let us know what you think about them songs. Miss Hill is out there telling you, like, yeah, she know them songs and she know what it's all about. But Nas, shout out to Nika's top 5. But Nas, do you have any songs that compliment Miss Nika's top 5 that you think people could check out?
Of course. Big A mentioned one of mine too. But I kept the stone face though. So I had My Little Secret by Escape. And you know what that was about? She said, I like being around you and your girlfriend. The fact that she don't know really turns me on.
I know that feeling.
And I get what you're saying, because it's wrong, but it's the excitement of it all, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand.
Yeah, you right. That excitement is thrilling. It's like you ain't supposed to be doing it, but you're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I got you right. Got a Piece of My Love by Guy.
Woo!
He laid it down for her, baby. You can't have all of me because I ain't totally free. But you know what's going on. You can have a piece, but not all. I got how many was that? That was 2, right? You're the One by SWV. She shooting a shot. She said, I know you somebody else's guy. But these feelings I got for you, I can't hide. Paraphrasing, that is. I know I didn't get it all right. As We Lay. Kelly Price or Shirley Murdoch, take your pick. Both dope. But, you know, they done got their sneakily on. It's morning time. It's time to go. She said, you leaving me? I know you got to go back home to your wife. Wow. Okay. That's your jam? I got you. That's what's up. And that was 4, right? That was 4. All right, my 5th one, I'm saving for the Wasted Potential.
All right, so everybody out there, stay tuned. Everybody out there, stay tuned for that Wasted Potential. Miss Hill is killing the comments. Thank you very much. She out there with the SWV.
I appreciate you. Like-minded individuals. I got you.
All right. Yes. So let's go to Big A.
What's up?
Do you have any sneaky link cuffing season cheating songs?
Oh, I do.
Big A's whole playlist is sneaky link.
you know, in my heyday,
which is today,
I was a
hoe. Bro, before you start, you got 5 that you gonna give?
Yeah, I got 5.
Let's go. I want to hear your 5. Yo,
I got
everybody
5
get your popcorn ready.
All right, I got 5. Well, I did mention My Little Secret earlier by Escape. That was definitely one of mine. That's one of those songs you hear, you know it's a cheating song. Mrs. Jones, Billy Pop, Billy Paul. Like Nika said, I mentioned that earlier. That's my top two. Of course, In My Bed by Drew Hill,
Yeah.
number three. I had, you know what, I do, I have more than five, but I'll do my five and the extra. So those three. Um, she mentioned Secret Lover, Atlantic Star. That was another one I was going to sing. But since she said that, TLC Creep. You know, that's
Yes.
a popular song. That
Yeah.
song brought out the
Yeah.
topic of cheating
Right.
from a woman's perspective that you didn't have in a long time. Because usually cheating songs about, guys, talking
Yeah.
about his girl cheating, but having a playfulness about cheating, TLC Creep. Um, of course, Danella. Dilemma. Excuse me, I said Danella. I'm thinking about the chocolate, but Dilemma by Nelly.
King's face right now.
Oh, but Dilemma by Nelly. It was a popular song, and it kind of went over a lot of people's heads at first that it was a cheating song because it's a slight rendition of a old Patti LaBelle song
Right.
that came out. But my number one song, everybody hears it. When you hear it, you know it's a cheating song. It's R. Kelly, Down Low, because that was one of the
Yes.
most popular cheating songs of all time. R.
Wait.
Kelly,
Ooh.
Down Low with Mr. Biggs.
And
Yeah.
you had the
Man.
original and you
And
had
the
the
remix.
remix.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I know. Yeah, yes. That's how popular
What?
that song was. So popular when the remix came out. The remix took over the airwaves of the radio. The first
Yeah.
one was a good song, but the remix took over all the airwaves, the video, everything. Like it was a very popular song, and it was a cultural song because anybody would mention anything about the song or even say like Mr. Biggs or anything like that, you automatically thought about Down Low R. Kelly. That was an automatic Down Low R. Kelly. So those are my songs, those are my tracks.
Not only Down Low, you had Contagious.
Yes.
Yes, Contagious was another one.
Yes.
Contagious was
By
another
R.
one.
Kelly.
My thing was, how many times did R. Kelly have to sleep with Mr. Big's women? Because he slept with Mr. Biggs, he slept with another one in Down Low. It's like, bro, did you not learn the first time?
And then on that, he cheated on his goddaughter, Kelly Price.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean that.
And to make it even sadder, the contagious part was on the Down Low, he was at your favorite high school in the city. Fuck R. Kelly. So let's move on from R. Kelly. We're gonna get up out of here with that.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it. So to get up out of here with that, moving along.
You know what? No, Karev, look, real quick. When you did this, it reminded me. It was a conversation that Nas and I were having earlier. When you did that, it reminded me of Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder had that song "Part-Time Lover,"
which is my pick. Thank you, Nika. Thank
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I did that. So for everybody who saw me do this, if you're listening to this on Spotify, please go to our YouTube page so you can see what happened and how my song got stolen with a neck move on camera. Yes, my sneaky leak song was Stevie Wonder Part-Time Lover, because even that blonde nigga could see that man cheating in the party with that girl in the video. I love the guy's face at the end of the song. Remember the guy with the Jerry curl in the blue suit? That was one of the funniest faces I've ever seen in my life. So now that you stole my song, I guess I'm going to have to give a couple songs, Nika.
Yes.
So my first song will be Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be.
Ooh.
All right. So nobody brought that up. It's a cheating song. He didn't know if he wanted to be with that girl.
Yes.
He didn't know. He apologized at the end after he tasted the cookies. So yes, fine. Okay, I got one. That's that. And I got to think of another one since my Stevie Wonder got hijacked from up under me. Thank you again.
I'm sorry.
Part-Time Lover is the best cheating song because you could dance to it. Forget everybody else's songs are sad. I had a dance with mine. Damn.
Sorry.
You know what? I don't want to hear it no more. I ain't even got no other song.
Was it me? Was it me and you talking, or was it me and Nas talking, or was it all three of us talking? Because I remember that song coming up, and you did that, and it was like, oh yeah, we talked about that, and it was like, wait,
we didn't.
Damn.
That's probably me and you. That's
That
what I
was
Now,
me.
mean.
You know what?
I didn't
Yeah.
talk about it. I didn't talk about it. Nobody knew I was talking about it. I didn't talk about anything. So you just took my song. I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it.
Part-time
You
lover.
just intruded on my song. So thank you, everybody. My song is gone, but it's okay. So you know what? I'm gonna just change the whole aspect of the whole thing, and I'm gonna do the person who got cheated on, who exposed the sneaky link. My favorite song today now. Song for today is Orange Juice Jones in the Rain.
Oh,
Because that
I
is the best
saw
sneaky
you.
link song ever. Don't
What did he call
you just a girl, something girl trying to get a nut.
Nut,
Something
yep.
like that.
him? He said you hush puppy shoe wearing.
Yo, he went off on her. He went off on her. He just went off on her.
He told her not to take that coat. You damn right. So
He said, "Leave that coat here."
that's right. So after a refreshing break of disappointment, because I didn't get to say my song. Thank you, everybody. That was Nika's top 5.
Part-time lover.
And
Stevie Wonder.
and we're gonna transition now, everybody, to Nas's Wasted Potential. Nas, before you yes, and another song she took. Put in the comment, I wish by Carl Thomas.
I never met her.
Ain't Carl Thomas on the registry for being a shoplifter?
What?
Allegedly. Oh, no, it's Brian McKnight, right?
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, I think Brian
Damn,
McKnight.
was Brian McKnight still?
Yeah, I guess them songs ain't selling no more. Look, at the end of the day, don't go in the Sears with Brian McKnight. He get you hemmed up. That's another type of cuffing season.
Damn,
So
Brian.
at the end of the day, we're gonna go to another allegedly, of course. I wasn't there. So we're gonna go to another segment. We're gonna go into Nas's Wasted Potential. Nas, why don't you explain to the people what wasted potential is so we could prep them for what's about to come with what you have, your selection.
All right, cool. Wasted Potential are the songs that, in my opinion, should have had a better run or should have been promoted better if promoted at all. Like those might be the songs that you have on the album that you know were dope as hell, but for whatever reason, be it the artist or the company itself, didn't get a video, so much as a video or a single release. So an example for that would be what Share My World by Mary J. Blige. That's everybody's favorite song on that, but she never got a video, never got a single release. So that's my segment, man. And the song I have for you today is Two Way by Genuine. Two Way by Genuine.
Tell us about the song.
Now, I'm going to take you back 20 years. Take you back 20 years. 20 years where you had to press a button like 6,000 times to get a text through on your phone. There was no Instagram, no DMs on Instagram, no Facebook Messenger. So you had your cell phone and you had your two-way pager, which was an upgrade from a beeper. And with them two-way pages, a lot of madness was going on. So that's what the song's about. The song's about that two-way page. He says, if you get at me, I feel you. You know what I mean? He says, I can't hear your voice, but all your thoughts, I sure will see. You know what I mean? So, y'all know what it is, man. You had the sneaky link going on. You know, you get the beat, pull off to the side, get that little text in, and you get ready to get it in. You know what I mean? One of my favorite jams on this album, man. I think that was off the Life album.
All right. Salute to that song. I never had a two-way pager, did you?
Hell no. I had a regular beeper.
I had a two-way pager.
Oh, wait. Mr. Big A with the two-way pager. Did you have special codes for your sneaky link to come tell you when it's time to come?
Keep it a whole 100. I didn't have any sneaky leaks at that time. Okay. I just lucked up with a buddy of mine who was the first one in our little crew to actually get like a cell phone. So he had a cell phone, so he gave me his two-way pager. So, you know, that's how we roll. If we had something that one of us wanted, you know, I mean, we got something else, we just pass it along to one of the homies. So I was lucky to get it passed on to a pager, and you know, and was able to keep it on and pay for it. And yeah, it was cool. You know, pulling out a pager and the words are scrolled across the screen. So yeah,
Word.
it was cool at that time. Instead of getting a number, beep 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 beep, and you got to call the number back, and then you got the words scrolling across the screen for you. Like, oh, okay, that's the message.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Word.
I remember pulling it out in the mall, and this girl was like, "Oh, you think you special?" I was like, "Huh, apparently you do. What's up?" That actually worked
Dang.
too.
All right. So, Anika, how about you? Did you have any electronic devices to help you creep or anything?
No, I was in a relationship when I was 16 and I married him when I was 20. So there was no sneaky linking
Mhm.
going on. But I'm too young for this conversation. Like, I don't know anything about. I'm
All
just
right.
no, I'm
Uh-uh.
laughing because Big A went doo, 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 and I was like, that is so Kim possible. Like,
Yeah, I'm about to say Power Rangers.
I see, yes.
All
But yeah,
right.
no,
Well,
I'm lying. I'm old enough for this conversation. But no, I never had a two-way and I never did the sneaky link. I take that
Mhm.
back. I did have a sneaky link in college, but I had
uh,
forgotten about him.
he ain't forget about you though.
Mhm.
all right. I'm gonna just let her roll on that one. We're just gonna stay there. But no, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have any electronic devices. I had one thing that shut down all sneaky links or people I didn't want to talk to, and that was called mom. So if you had your own phone line in the house, you gave
Mhm.
everybody you wanted to talk to your phone number, and anybody else who didn't want to talk to, who was pressing you, you gave them the
The house number.
the main line
Yep.
number. So when your mom picked up the phone, like, get these damn hoes off my phone, you're like, I can't talk to you, click. But everybody calls you. That's who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? So if you're mad at me, I was young. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Nas, for your wasted potential. What is that song one more time so we can get the folks to know what the song is?
Song is Two Way by Genuine. It's off the Life album. His Life album. Right.
All right. So everybody out there watching, that is Nas's wasted potential. But you know what? Say you do meet a sneaky link, right? And say
Mhm.
you do have someone that you want to partake in something with, known or unknown to the people. You have to set the mood.
Mhm.
Sometimes you want to be a romantic sneaky link. Sometimes you want to rub her back or rub his back, rub her feet or fix his meal. Say there's nothing more sexier to a man than a good meal cooking in the kitchen and something on the TV.
Mhm.
So, Big A.
Word. What's
Big A
up?
is going to set the mood right now. We're going to go into his segment, which is the aroma of the week. How do you set the mood for your link? And what aromas are you setting up so that they could be comfortable with you and the environment that you set?
Okay, so I guess speaking as a cheater once as a cheater once, if I'm setting the mood, always have a few things. And I did this for I remember the response with this one woman I was with, um, who was actually single at the time, which was good, so I wasn't cheating. But I had some candles, but if you're going to a hotel, you can't always burn candles. So I had a room spray from Bath and Body Works, and I took a room spray and I sprayed it before she came in. So when she came in, she was like, "Wow, this smells good in here."
Mhm.
And just that alone, that breaks the ice, and relaxes them and allows them to shed some clothing, as you will. And also, one of my favorite go tos is soap and water. Soap and water goes a long way. Wash your ass goes a long way. I'm just gonna put that out there because I have some female friends that complained about that, and I couldn't believe it. But on top of that, fragrances wise, if you're gonna have a fragrance that you want them to be intoxicated by, uh, I have something like Latafa Assad, which is a nice masculine smell. It smells of like a roasted vanilla, and the aroma, the scent trail. Yeah, she when she leaves, if she has any of that on her clothes, she smells that. She gonna be loving it. But she's also not gonna wear it home because she doesn't want her man to be smelling that shit because it's very strong. So you got to be careful what you wear because I remember I did go to a lady's house. Thank God she was single, but she said my pillow smells just like you. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, whatever you were wearing, it smells amazing. So now I'm not gonna wash it till I get a chance to see you again. I'm like, what? So fragrances are very, very important, and they make a very good impression. Um, so setting the mood for me is always to make sure one, the room has a good ambient smell. Two, make sure you smell good, whether it's cologne or oil. My preference usually is like a cologne that can last pretty good. Because you don't want to get that on their clothes. Now, if they're single, a little oil goes a long way. A little oil goes a long way. Or because I had somebody recently text me and was like, "Yo, this part of my car still smells like you." I'm like, well, I'm glad you ain't got a boyfriend because that'd be your ass. And she laughed about it. She's like, yeah, because it smells really good. And everybody gets in here, it's like, what is that? That smells good. So that's what I
So,
go to.
so salute to Big A who put out a whole case of what you can wear. Let me shout you out because for everybody out there who doesn't know, apothecaries, which are people who um specialize in smells. These are some of the most honored people in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, in the Bhagavad Gita. These are the people who set the mood for when the king and the queen
Mm-hmm.
come through. Um, yeah, that's those. These are the people who set the mood and set the stage for something to happen. I want to throw it to Nas. Nas, is there a certain smell that you like to wear or for a woman to have when you are in her company?
Um, I'm not really not been a really cologne guy. I'm just getting into the cologne game, man. But I just like a woman to smell, good. Like a lot of women I met, they do the Bath and Body Works thing. Like I've given
Okay.
that as gifts and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't have like a particular fragrance or anything like that you know that I wear or prefer. So
No,
mm-mm.
as long as she don't got funky ass, huh?
Basically.
All right, so let's go to Nika. Nika, before we go into something that I see brewing, is there a certain smell that you like a man to have, with one that you like to wear yourself whenever you like to set the mood for someone?
I went on a date with the guy one time. He smelled horrible. He was dressed like this is no like I bullshit you not. He
She
was
said,
dressed to kill.
horrible.
He was dressed. When I say homeboy was dressed to kill, he was dressed. He was casket sharp. You understand?
Damn.
He was casket sharp. He smelled horrible. Like his and it was I couldn't figure out what the smell was, but here's the thing. I smelled it at the table. Like we were
Was
at
it his breath?
no. It was body odor. Like I smelled it at the table and I was like, okay, is that him? And I was like, no, that somebody had to have walked by. Some people just, how people walk by, you get that whiff and it's like, eh. So he had just bought a new house and he was like, oh, I gotta show you my house. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, show me the house. We get to the house and the house smelled the same way that he did. And it was like, this brother stinks. And so he kept asking, he's like, hey, do you want to you want something to drink? Nah, I'm good. I don't need anything to drink. But and I literally, like, he showed me the house and I was like, okay, all right, I gotta go. And the other part of it is that he was in the military. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody who wears a uniform and then he dressed nicely, but he just smelled badly. I
How bad?
agree.
How bad did he smell? I'm just curious. Like, what did the smell like?
So you ever been around? No, because that sounds real racist if I say that. I don't want to say that. Um,
Wet dog.
What dog?
no, he wasn't white. No, that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna. You know how like certain race. I'll say this. You know how certain races they don't bathe and they go for like days without bathing because it's like a cultural thing, and so they have that musk to them. Like it's like a, you know, you've been places and they walk by and you like, ooh,
a pungent onion.
yes. Like, so, but it was just, I could smell it. But here's the thing, I smelled it at the table when we were eating, and I thought to myself, there is no damn way that this is this brother sitting across from me and he smells like this. But come to find out, it was him. Like I said, you know, we went back to his place and the house smelled like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, this I can't. I can't.
So what was the smell though? Like you didn't describe it. You didn't
I
describe it.
can't. So okay.
Was your eyes watering?
Yes.
Obviously, it was his ass, eh? What you think?
So,
Yo?
yeah, I was gonna say, you tell me to describe it. Like, you ever been in I don't want to say that because that sounds so racist. You know how some Eastern cultures, you know what I'm talking about? Like, some of the Eastern cultures, you know what I'm talking about? Like, they don't like they
I know. Yeah.
their culture is they don't bathe every day, so they go days and weeks without a bath. And so when you walk by them in the store, it's like, whoa.
Or they
Like,
don't wear deodorant. Yeah.
yes,
'Cause
so it's
it
like
gets real
Oh,
weird.
okay.
that
Yeah,
kind of
that
smell.
kind of must.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like this musty smell. And so, you know, it hit me hard. So I mean, I agree with Big A. Soap and water. If you washing regularly, then you really don't have to worry about putting on a cologne. As a matter of fact, soap and water is the best thing that you could use, probably because your pheromones is going to be the thing that attracts me to you the most, outside of something else that you're wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like your and if y'all don't know what that is, make sure you Google that. I want some pheromones.
It's
So
funny.
yeah.
It's funny that you say that. I have a cologne that's just for women. It's for men, for women, that and it's pheromones. You spray it
Mm-hmm.
on yourself for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it attracts women, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's what your body is not supposed to naturally. I want to
Naturally
be
secrete. Yeah.
right,
It naturally secretes pheromones.
right. I hugged this brother at work the other day, and I didn't ask him what he had on, but he hugged me, and I was like, "Ooh, he smells good." I think I told him he smelled good, and he was like, "Thank you." I was like, "All
Did
right."
did, did the hole when you come out, a little bit of the hole when you come out, like ooh.
I ain't got no more hoes. My whole days are over. I ain't got no more hoe in me. I
So,
don't hold no more. Oh, I don't hold no more.
hey, yo, I can't take it. So, look, before we close out the show with that song, maybe we'll take that up on the next week's show. I want to talk one thing because something came up in the comments from Ms. Robinson. And she said, are we forgetting about all the women who make their own money? In what instance, Nika, would you like to pick it up? Because y'all talked. In what instance are y'all talking about? Did we forget about the women who make their own money? In what way?
I think someone did bring it up. I think A was the one who brought it up, that you know, there are women who are bosses and you know who do make their own money. And I think that the stigma is that I think here's where the issue where the issue lies. I think there was the perception, or maybe there was a miscommunication, that most women, or a lot of women, are looking for a man who makes a lot of money so that they don't have to be the ones that make the money, right? I think that's where, and I know that's kind of, that's not what you guys said, but I think it can be misconstrued that way. And so I
Okay.
want to make sure I bring it, bring that to light, because she did say, what about the women who are making their own money? And that's when I chimed in. I was like, well, I was going to say that I know for me, and she said, I feel like we're talking about one type of woman, like the gold digger. You know what I'm saying? That is a thing. There are also women who want to be kept. There is the woman who wants to be kept, right? And don't get me wrong, I would love to have a man who's on my side and say like, hey, baby, you ain't got to work. Because sometimes I feel like I don't want to do this today. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to do this week, or I don't want to do this anymore. It would be nice to have somebody that could pick up the slack while I find something else. But for me, so my ex-husband works for the government. My ex-husband is an alphabet boy. I'll say that, right? my ex-husband made really good money. And so with him being an alphabet boy and we were living at the Mexican border at the time, I didn't speak Spanish. And so I would like every now and again, I'd be like, okay, I'm bored at home. I really want to find a job. I mean, we had just moved down there. I got to do something. Let me find a job. And his thing was, no, you stay at home and you be my wife. I'm going to take care of everything. And besides, you don't speak Spanish. So what did my black ass do? I was watching novelas every day. Y entonces, ahorita, yo hablo español porque yo vivía cerca de México y, I had to apply myself because he was like, no, you don't speak Spanish. Well, guess what? If you say I don't speak Spanish, I can't find a job because I don't speak Spanish. I'm gonna learn Spanish so I can do this on my own. When things fell apart in my marriage and I left him, that's when I really had to learn how to be independent on my own. Now, when a man comes into my life, because I am single and I'm dating, when that person does come into my life, I want to make sure that he understands that you are adding to me. You're an asset to me. If you come into my life and you're more of a liability than an asset, then you've got to go. But you're adding to me. If you leave tomorrow, then you're not taking away from something that I've already established for myself. And so I think that's where, me and Miss Robertson, we were, me and, Christina, we were having a conversation kind of on this, a sidebar conversation. It's like, yeah, I am very independent. I had to learn how to be independent because I depended for so long on a man, my ex-husband to take care of me, that now in the place, my mentality now is that if I got my own, I ain't got to ask for anybody else for it. This is my apartment. I just moved into my new apartment yesterday. Before that, I had another apartment. I drive my own car. I pay my own car insurance. I have a few checking accounts and a few savings accounts. I have a TSP, a retirement account. And so those things I didn't have to depend on anybody else for. Nobody co-signed on anything for me. So financially, I don't depend on a man. Does that make sense? Like, that part, and I want to make sure, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but that part I want to make sure I kind of set the record straight, because I agree with her. I think that there was Big A did say, there are the women who are bosses, but they feel like, I think we kind of tied the relationship portion into it. For me, I'm an independent woman, but I also feel like that doesn't change. Even though I'm a boss lady, as you want to say, even though I am a boss lady, I still require monogamy from a man.
What I was bringing out when I said boss women, I was also just elating the fact that even though women may have the money that the stigma is saying that they don't have, those women still want companionship. That's all I was basically saying. That's all I was saying. Like, regardless of the status of a woman and the status of a man, overall, when it comes down to it, they want relationship. We were just talking about relationships, and being cuffed. And obviously, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Most people don't want to be alone. You have some people out there who don't mind and who enjoy being alone more than having somebody up under them or being up under someone. But that's what I was alluding to at that point when I referred to the boss bitches, so to speak. As they call themselves. That's why I said it like that. Because that's where I was going with it in hindsight when we're in our conversation.
But no, see, it didn't stem from you. I think it stemmed from it was prior to you saying that women, like, there are the ballers and the men who have money, and then there are the women who chase them. And so I think there was something that happened. There was a disconnect in the communication where I guess the way it could have been perceived as all women are women who chase men. Even if they are the boss lady, they still tend to chase men who have power or have the perception of power. And so, I
got you.
Yeah.
Well, look.
I wanted to make sure I said that straight.
Well, look, at the end of the day, everybody, we're glad that we are able to tie that loose end up, because we don't want to alienate any thoughts or ideas within the show, because this has been a great show. How'd y'all like the show today?
Beautiful.
I think this was a great one. And yes, there are ladies out there who money with money. And just because you got money don't mean you're not a hoe. Because Gabrielle Union said because she had the money, she felt she had to cheat. Hey,
Yeah, I saw that.
So you have people out there who are just as crazy with money as people that's crazy without money as well.
And
So,
the industry kind of has that pull on you too. I mean, let's just be honest with you. The industry will make you. I mean, I'm an artist.
No, I understand. You're right about that because the industry. It's funny that you do say that because I've been around legit musicians and people in the industry, and I've heard that conversations. But one thing I heard unanimously around people and executives in the music industry, and I've been around different executives from different labels, is a hoe is gonna be a hoe. No matter how much money you got, you're still gonna be a hoe. So if you want to be a hoe, go ahead and be a hoe. Just be discreet about being your wholeness. Don't put your hoe out in the streets because man, paparazzi be waiting. They be sitting there waiting for you to
That's
get
not
something
possible,
juicy.
man. That's not possible. You got this the TikTok, Instagram era, brother. That shit is celebrated right now.
What, being a hoe?
Yeah. Think it ain't?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
so on the next show, we're gonna talk about being a hoe.
No, I can't.
We are closing.
Nah,
We are closing this show out. That is it. We are done.
Yes.
No, this show is over. So everybody's watching on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're seeing this. You see on each of our pictures, you see our names. I am Karev. You can follow me at Heritage Hip Hop on Instagram. The incredible Nika LaDean. You can follow her at Nika LaDean, the way it's spelled right there on hers. We have Nas the Romantic, who could be followed on Instagram at
The truth _128.
All right, and then you got Big A himself, the man who sets the mood, with his tag at the bottom at Adiyar. Once again, that was funny. Once again, we thank y'all for watching this edition of ANN and R&B. It has been a pleasure to serve you not only great conversation and great commentary. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Whenever you see the show on, join us because we love to have the conversation. So for everybody out there, this is Karev at Heritage Hip Hop and in the R&B saying peace, and we out.